Hello, I'm Christy, and this is Mamie Grace Designs. It's been a while since I have recorded a video because I'm having computer issues. When your memory is full, you cannot work with your computer. And when I bought my computer, I didn't imagine I would be making YouTube videos, and my daughter tells me that videos take up an incredible amount of storage. So I went to the Apple store and I have ordered a new computer, but it takes about 3 weeks. They don't keep computers in stock that have a whole lot of storage. I'm learning a lot. I had the same issue recently with my telephone. I had to get a new phone. Um, is it all part of the Apple plan just to make me buy more? Maybe. And I'm falling for it. But anyway, I've been missing making videos. I've been wanting to. I have a bunch of video footage recorded, but I can't. I was using CapCut to do all my editing, and I had become pretty proficient at it. Well, it turns out it was tied to TikTok, and when TikTok was taken down, so was CapCut, and TikTok is back, but CapCut is not. It is no longer in the App Store. So I'm having to change my plan. So I started trying to use a different editing device, and that's when I started having all my computer issues. So I'm still in a big learning process. So this video today will be one long strand shot all at once. There's no no pictures inserted, no anything else. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what my works in progress and a few plans. To start off, I'm wearing my Salty Days sweater by Kutova Kika, Veronica Lindbergh. Probably my favorite thing I've ever knit. I love the color. It is so warm and cozy. I can't remember. I think it's a DK held together with a mohair. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. And it is Cricut and Zool yarn. I love it. It's so soft. It feels great on. And it is cold outside here. It's raining. We're supposed to get, oh, I see icicles hanging off the house. It is gonna sleet. It's raining, currently raining, it's supposed to turn to sleet, then it's supposed to turn to snow. We're having a little winter event. It was 70 degrees last week. This is winter in Arkansas. We'll have a few days of this and then we'll be back to spring-like weather. And sadly, my camellia bushes already had big buds on them where I could see the red of the flower already, and they're probably gonna die. Very sad about that. But let me talk about some of the things that I'm knitting right now. The Botanical Knitter is doing a knit along, and I thought I would join it just because I think she's so fun. I love following her, and I just thought I would do it. Also, my mom had asked me she wants a cowl like this, so I thought, well, this is perfect. I have the yarn for it in her color and her colors, so I thought I'll do it. So this is the Grid Gambit Cowl Knit Along, and I'm making a little progress. The charts are super easy, and once you get going, it's very intuitive. I'm using Harvest Yarn by Earth. It's fingering, held together with this Chelsea Luxe hand-dyed mohair, 72% mohair, 28% silk. I used these in my 100-acre wool vest, the velvet moss vest. I used this, and I loved it. So, and then a spin cycle. Which color is this? It is Pick Your Poison. So pick your poison with these golds. These are all my mom's favorite kind of colors. And this is how it's looking. Hope you can see that well. That's an easy one I pick up every now and then. I just completed, well, I finished the knitting for a big test knit. It was so difficult, and the designer rated it as intermediate. At one point, I almost thought about quitting. I mean, at one point, I did think about quitting. I almost quit. I didn't. I kept going. I persevered, and I have grown as a knitter because of it, but it was not an easy project. I can't show it yet, but as soon as I can, I'll do a whole episode just on that test knit. So that's taken up a lot of my time, and I still have to weave in all my ends, which there are a lot of. So that is one big thing I've been knitting on. I have started a new test knit, and I'm just going to show you a little bit of it. I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot, but I love this color. This is my first project to knit with linen quill, and I'm using the Crocus Bud linen quill by Pearl Soho. It feels very rustic when you're knitting with it, and I just really didn't realize that. This is 50% fine Highland wool, 35% alpaca, and 15% linen, and I just didn't realize it would feel so rustic. I think it will be fine against skin. So many people I follow love this yarn, so I just didn't think twice, but it definitely is coming out woolier feeling than I expected. The test knit that I've just almost finished, completed, I have completed, I just haven't wound in the ends. Do you call that completed? I don't know. I'm going to say the one I'm almost finished with is so much softer than this, but it'll be fine. Let's see. So that one I have just gotten started on. It's a color work, and the yoke is where I am right now. I have not done a color work project in a long time, and I'm really enjoying it. And I love the overall look of this sweater. I absolutely love, so I'm really motivated to work on it. And it's very different than that other test knit. The other test knit got kind of, well, the doing the ribbing at the bottom just really took a long time. Had to really put my patience on to do that one. Okay, here is a project that, you know, hoods are having a big presence in the knitting world right now. And it's so funny when I was working on this, because I take my knitting with me everywhere. When I'm at dog training, if it's not my turn to take my dog in the ring, I have my knitting. And people are always like, oh, what are you working on today? And my son-in-law helps coach the wrestling team at the high school that he and my daughter went to. And I went to watch my first wrestling match, which was a whole lot of fun. I had no idea. I had dated wrestlers in high school, but my sports were going on at the same time their sports were going on, so I never got to see a wrestling match. And it was really fun. I enjoyed it. But I took my knitting with me, and I knit while I was in the stands watching the wrestling. And then my daughter has gotten to where she likes wrestling so much that she went to watch the college team here in Little Rock, University of Arkansas at Little Rock, they're like 13th or 16th in the country in wrestling, which is pretty amazing for a small D1 school. So she wanted to go to that match, so I went with her to that too. And they were wrestling at Oklahoma State, who's number 2 in the country, so it was a big deal. And I took I took my knitting to that. So I'm sitting up there watching them wrestle, and I'm knitting. And my daughter, I might have embarrassed her, I don't know. So anyway, I've been working on this hood. And Kristen from Where We Knit, I love her, and she made one. And that's really kind of why I made one. And I have to say, I really don't think it looks great on me. I put it on my dog, and it looked cute on her. And I posted her picture on Instagram. You might have seen it. I haven't actually put it on my page. I did it on, it was one of those things where post the most recent, no cheating, post the most recent picture of your dog here. I put her picture with it on there. So let me just show it to you. This is the Jose hood. I think it's Jose. Jose. I'm going to assume that is Jose. And this is it. And you know what? I don't think it looks that great on me. Now, I do like it when I just pull it back and wear it like this. But if I'm just going to wear it like this, then I kind of really wish it was just the Sophie shawl, or scarf, the Sophie scarf, which was on my list to knit. But after I saw Kristen making the Jose hood, I thought, oh, I'm going to make that Jose hood too. Well, I regret it. So I think I'm actually going to tear this out and make a Sophie scarf or shawl, the big one that really wraps around a lot. Because you can also put that over your head if you want to. Like I have walked my dog when it's really cold out. I have walked her with this on, and it did keep me warm, but I just don't love it. Now, my girlfriend helped me style it a little differently. So we put it back, and let's see. She just did something like this. I don't know if you can see that all the way. And then it's more like a scarf. But again, if I'm going to do all that and I got the little danglies from the ties hanging down, I think I'd rather just rip it out and have a big shawl / scarf. The pattern called for like 3 skeins, and I used Emma's Simply Spectacular DK in the color Love and Leche, which I love the color. It had 106 grams and 255 yards per skein. And the pattern called for 3, and I only used, maybe it called for 4. I can't remember, but I had 1 plus skein left over. So I have plenty to make the big Sophie. So I think I am going to tear it out and make Sophie. I have to say, doing this, the trimming took a long time. The hood itself knit up really quickly. It's just garter stitch. But doing the I-cord trim all the way around it, that took a little while. But it didn't bother me. It was easy to travel with, easy to work on at the dog club. So you can look on Instagram to see my dog with it on. She looks pretty cute in it. So I am a glutton for punishment, and I really like test knits. I think it's something about a team aspect. I'm a team sports person. I still play a lot of tennis, and my tennis team, my girls, that's my girl time. I love it. And to me, a test knit is kind of like that. You're on the team, everybody's working for the designer, and she's the captain. And so I signed up for Andrea Gaughan. I think you say it Gaughan, Gaughan. I'm saying Gaughan. Her test knit, the High Falls sweater, which is a spring summer type sweater because it's got lace. I don't know if you call it lace, eyelet. Anyway, got little holes. And I chose this Sanderson Lena light blue, which I love this color. Now, Andrea used Durura Natura in hers. And okay, so this Lena is 53% cotton, 33% viscose, and 14% linen. And Andrea used that Durura Natura Candide, which is, I want to say wool and cotton. I can't remember, but I did order that. However, it takes like 2 weeks to get here from Europe. So I'm going to swatch with this and see if I like it, and we'll see which direction I go with that. One last thing I'm going to talk about is a few weeks ago, I made a hat for my friend Alan. It was I told him it was his birthday, Christmas, anniversary hat. It's the last thing he's getting from me. He'd been asking for it for like 5 years, which is, I'm really just teasing with him because he's my good friend. But I liked his hat so much. I thought, I'm going to make myself a plumped up Harlow. And I'm so excited about it. And here it is freezing cold out. I need to get on it because we may not have another cold part for our winter. But I'm going with these 2 luscious colors. This one is Malabrigo Shocking Pink and Chunky. So Malabrigo Chunky in the color Shocking Pink. And this is Spin Cycle Plump in the color Valley Girl. Okay, so I can't wait to get these 2 going together. And we're freezing cold here. It's going to be a low of 8 degrees. Today's Tuesday, I think. Tomorrow night's going to be 8 degrees, which is very cold. It really doesn't get that cold here. Maybe once a year for a day or so. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is an organizational thing. Kutova Kika is getting her own working space, which is so exciting. I'm excited for her. I wish I could have a working space just for yarn. I wish I could do nothing but knitting for my work. I think I would be a happy camper, but that is not my life. So anyway, I noticed in her new space that she has an organizational system for her needles. And I have always struggled with my needle organization. I have way too many needles. I might have a buying problem. I can admit it. And I have a lot of needles. And what I used to use was this. I mean, I've tried many things. This was the most recent thing I've tried. And I liked it. I really do. I do think it is a good system. It's got these little pockets and it tells you what size and all that. But I have so many needles that when I'd be trying to pull out a size 4, and I would pull out the 7s and what's underneath it as well as my 4s, and it would be a mess. And it was so full that it wouldn't really close. I mean, it's a really cute design. Whoever made it did a great job too. Now that I'm sewing, I really appreciate it. But let me show you what I've done. Now you might think this looks like a hot mess. I don't know how well you can see all that. But I did them by size, and I'm planning to put some numbers on each of these clips so that I know where they go. Like my first clip has a 2.5, I see there. My second clip has a size 3. This clip has, the light's hitting it funny, size 4, so it keeps going up. This bottom one has a variety of sizes because these are all the jumbo needles that you don't use very often. But every one of these needles I have used. I have purchased them because either I couldn't find one in the right size at the time that I wanted it, or like when I first started knitting, I was in love with the Luka needles. I think I'm saying that right. L-Y-K-K-E. I think it's Luka. I was in love with those needles. Well, now I'm in love with ChiaoGoo. So like all these red cords, these are all ChiaoGoos. And, okay, here's a downfall of the system. These are just push pins holding them in place. My push pin came off. I'm planning to hang this on the wall over there next to all my yarn organization. And so after I hang it on the wall, it won't move and maybe things won't fall off. So when I want to pick a needle, for example, I take the push pin out, take this off, and pick out which length I want to use. We'll see. Hopefully this works. I think everything in my life is a work in progress. Okay, I think that's all I have for today. I will show you. So in this test knit that I'm making, I'm using the orchid bud, crocus bud, and my contrast color is oatmeal gray. Well, when I ordered, I had some of this for a sweater I was planning to make, but I decided I didn't. I never made it. So I had this on hand and I thought, okay, this is what the designer's using for hers. This is what I'll use for mine. Not this color, but the yarn. And I like these. I'd already chosen them. But I thought, let me just order a couple more neutrals in to see if I like them any better with this crocus bud. So this is reed gray. I mean, it's just slightly, my light is terrible here. It's a little more brown than the oatmeal gray, reed gray. And then this one is pale mushroom. And it is much more brown. I like both of them, but honestly, I like my oatmeal gray the best for my contrast color with this crocus bud. So I'm pleased with that. I don't know what I'll do with these, but I have them on hand. This is the project. Okay, thank you for joining me today. I tell you, I can't get enough of knitting. And if you feel like I do, I hope you enjoy my video. Hope you're able to work on a project while you watch and listen. That's what I do a lot of the times. I also like to watch people who live in vans. I had a period of time where I wanted to go travel in a van. Van lifers, that's what I call them. I wanted to be a van lifer real bad. I'm past that. but I do have a canvas tent and I use that, and it's big. Plenty of room for my dogs, my camping, and my knitting. And if we can have a little better weather, I don't go camping when it's raining or wet, and we have had a very wet winter. Not complaining because it keeps Arkansas very green and lush, but I'm ready for some camping weather. I don't mind it being cold because I have a wood burning stove for it. But anyway, I digress. I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of knitting, sharing in my knitting journey, and I hope you'll come back soon. Thanks for being here.